Alright, hello everybody, it's Justin, or AVJV, back with another episode of the Extra Life Podcast. I know it's kind of a recurring theme here, but look, I'm sorry for the the big break between the storytelling episode and this one. Look, things keep popping up, it's out of my control, I'm sorry. I'm trying to record as best as I can, but it's schedule's a little busy here, but hopefully I could squeeze one in here. So today's episode, we're talking about character attachment slash development. What this normally means is that what defines this theme is that character attachment and character development is the ability of a video game character to make you express genuine emotion. So what I mean by this is, like, as the game progresses, the more time you spend with a character, it really starts to make you relate and make you connect more. And again, like, even making you able to express real life emotions, like for example, if you have been spending your time with a certain character for like the entire game, and then something like very tragic happens to them, like, yeah, it will make you express like genuine sadness because, like, you were like really connected with them. And it's really interesting, and definitely very not unusual, but again, yeah, just kind of interesting in the fact that video games are able to, make us do this. Like, it's completely fictitious characters in a fictional scenario, but still, it's very possible that our emotions can be influenced by them. So right, yeah, it influences us to relate and connect with the character. So, for example, here I'm gonna connect Papyrus from Undertale. He is super enthusiastic. He wants to catch a human, and obviously fails to do so because you end up befriending him. This is so yeah, basically, so yeah, like, Papyrus is definitely like one of my favorite characters in the game because of his humor. Even though, like, he intends to not be funny, he's one of the funniest characters in the game, like, unironically, like, like, he'll be making jokes, and he'll be like keeping up his positive attitude and enthusiasm. And yeah, like, it's like the best example would be, like, if you do a pacifist run of Undertale where you go ahead and spare everybody and make friends with everybody, and like getting to know every single main character, and like all they're about. And then the next one you do is a genocide where you have to kill everybody, and you have to like sacrifice your morals to just see what happens at the end. And yeah, like, obviously, like, pretty much every single time someone does a genocide, they're like heartbroken because you need to kill everybody, which is very sad. And yeah, especially, like, again, like again, like Papyrus, like, because you're so strong, you just one hit KO him. And then, yeah, like, even in his final words, he says, I still believe in you. I know you can change. And like after hearing that, it's really like tugging at the heartstrings. It's very sad. But yeah, like what allows us to express such emotions is the attachment and development that he undergoes throughout the game. Same could go for any character in any video game. Um, right. The next point would be that it affects our possible choices throughout the game and or around the character overall. I already just kind of covered this with the pacifist and genocide routes in Undertale. But yeah, like, yeah, it's like after you do a pacifist run, you don't want to do the other one because you don't want to see the worst possible ending you could get, which is killing everybody. That's like impossible to do because obviously your emotions and your morals just won't let you. But what does let you is your determination to finish the game, which is why determination is a play on, well, a play on word in the game. Um, right. Another example would be like in Hollow Knight when you obviously have to fight the Hollow Knight. because there's so much emotion and so much like heart and like poured into the fight, like from the soundtrack, from the character visuals, the models. Like there's so much story put into that character, even though you like just meet him. So what I'm trying to say here is that like a character's development and attachment can even be instantaneous as well. Like it doesn't even need to be a long range thing like throughout the entire game. Like yeah, and yeah, one of the things Hollow Knight does is that is that the Hollow Knight's like backstory is explained as you go on throughout the game, as you go on to like spend more time in the game and finding all this other stuff, you eventually get to find like what he was about, what happened, and like yeah, even for the protagonist, like where do they come from, yeah, all that is found like yeah, like pretty much after the game ends, like after you beat the Hollow Knight, there's definitely a lot more to do. And yeah, that like yeah, like that's how you can like see how they develop. Like it could even be after the game ends if there's a post game. The character's development and attachment can still go beyond. It's very interesting to see how game developers do such a thing like that. And yeah, right. The final point here is that character attachment and development is the value that it brings to the game. Like, so a character won't just be a regular side character that is easily forgotten. Every single character is either known for something or remembered to be this certain character. Like even to make a reference to one of them, they would always be associated with one thing. There's just something so memorable about that character that every time something even like remotely like similar to what they're known for pops up, you'll be like, oh yeah, that reminds me of this character. Like kind of how like any single like fictitious character that has a blue eye just reminds you of Sans, because Sans is notorious for his blue eye. Or like in yeah, right, in like again, kind of going off on a tangent, but like everything's a JoJo reference and all that because yeah, I mean kind of is, but anyways, whatever. Right, back to the topic here. Right, so right, prime example that I've brought up was indeed Undertale. Every single Undertale character does bring their values. So yeah, like right, going down the list there, we have Flowey all the way to the left. He's the first character you meet. He appears as this super friendly flower, and then he backstabs you, and then he appears like right towards like the end of one of the games to backstab you even more. Then just transforms into this huge being because he is just full of malicious intent because he does not have a soul. Yeah, and again, that ties into the story of the game. Flowey was reincarnated as a flower, and he doesn't really have a soul. And yeah, yeah, like that's why he says, in this world, it's kill or be killed, because he does not have the capacity to have feelings. He just does whatever, just for the hell of it. And yeah, again, that really can make you connect because yeah, like Flowey's backstory is kind of it's very hard to hear. But yeah, like as a character, as we see him throughout the game, yeah, we just see him as the bad guy. We see him as like, oh, he's just evil. He just wants to kill everything. He's not rooting for us. He's trying to get into our heads, which is kind of true. But yeah, at the same time, it's because he's soulless. He doesn't have a soul. And yeah, and like that makes you feel sad. That makes you feel, empathetic. Like he does have a reason for being this hostile way. Um, yeah. Right. Next character would be Toriel, the second character you meet in Undertale. Right. She always does her best to act as the mother figure of any fallen down human. So it's really heartwarming to see, like her trying to protect you and trying to, like welcome you into her home, and to just make you stay there, because like she's keeping you safe because that's who she was. And yeah, like yeah, and obviously that starts up a very positive positive character development, because the only time we see her is in the ruins, and right, and finally, if you do the pacifist run, she ends up popping up in the end again, which is again very very heartwarming to see. You're always very happy when she pops up on the screen and when she talks to you. It's because ever since the beginning of the game, she demonstrated this empathy and this kindness towards you, and obviously you want to stick with that character. Right. Sans, everyone knows Sans, laid back, funny as hell. One of the most iconic characters in gaming history, in my opinion. It's like very lazy. He's like, oh, I'm supposed to be on watch for humans right now, but I don't really care about my job. And yeah, he like pops up, he like pops up around the game, telling all these jokes, telling you about how lazy he could be or whatever. But again, the one of my favorite things about Sans is that if he has to, he will get very very serious with you. Like when he invites you to dinner, he gives you this backstory of him knocking on the door to the ruins to talk with Toriel, even though he even though he never knew who she was. Like other things like that. Like Sans is literally says, like he's rooting for us, he's looking out for us because he made a promise with her, even though he doesn't make promises. And then yeah, every and yeah, like as soon as you beat Metaton and go get out of the core and go to the last corridor, Sans Sans just pulls up out of nowhere, and he recites this big speech depending on what you did in the run. Like even when you do pacifist, when you don't kill anybody, you spare everybody. Yeah, he even says like that doesn't mean you have a heart of gold or you're pure of heart. It just means you reserved an open spot, to like a certain kindness. Like he knows, because right, that's the other thing. Sans is all knowing. He's knowledgeable. Like when we do a genocide run and we have to fight him, and the infamous Megalovania theme plays, he keeps saying throughout the game that he sees timelines jumping left to right, stopping and starting, and that the reason why he's so lazy and he doesn't care is because even when we get to the surface, it's all gonna be reset anyways, and it's so eerie to hear. Like again, even early on in the genocide run, when Papyrus and Sans is still like trying to confront you, like when Sans says you're gonna have a bad time, and then yeah, like his eyes go pitchy black and the music just stops. It's just bone chilling. Unironically, no pun intended. He says you're gonna have a bad time, then just teleports away instantly, and then you don't see him for the rest of the run until that fight. Just love Sans so much, love him. And then right, Papyrus, a very 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 close second in best characters. Kind of already went over him, but yeah, like he's Sans' brother, trying to be funny. Sans is obviously always looking out for him, and just tries his best to be nice. He's always such a kind character. He's always such a very very empathetic and the heart tugging character because of the way he is. Like again, yeah, he is a bit of a longer term character, but yes, it is definitely one of the best characters ever because of how he is. He's very very kind. He's very very funny because he always doesn't really know how to word things and doesn't know how to like put things into proper perspective. So he just goes with his own flow and ends up making us laugh, which is what we like. We love it. Right, and then Undyne. Right, we meet her a bit later on. We see her as the heroine to the monsters. She's the head of the royal guard. Right, obviously at first she ends up trying to kill you, try to take your soul, because that's what all of the monsters in the underground want. They want to be free from the underground. So she has the number one task of trying to take our soul and kill us to finally be free. But yeah, and again, eventually in the pacifist route, we end up becoming friends. And it's very very nice because she has a very brief backstory on how Asgore, the king, trained her into who she is from a kid, and now she's the head of the royal guard. It's very very heartwarming to hear. Like underneath all like underneath all of her heavy armor is a soft and tender side, which is very nice, very uplifting to hear. Um, right, Alphys. Right, Alphys is another interesting one because again, in the pacifist run, she has like the True Lab, which is again very very eerie, the True Lab. But yeah, like she. But yeah, like again, like she like explains that, oh, like I'm tired of lying, tired from hiding the truth, and then yeah, you get to go in, like yeah, like as time goes on, you get to see her character improve. You get to see her character really grow and really, really thrive. Like, right, at first, we go about Heartland. She's helping us, confront Metaton, like one big game show. And then, yeah, like eventually we make her express her true feelings for Undyne. And then, well, yeah, then we learn the truth from her lab, which is, again, very, very heartwarming. Very, very, yeah, very, very nice to hear. Right, Metaton, very, very, very funny character. Like I love all the different circumstances that Metaton puts us in. Metaton is definitely one of the greatest characters in the game as well because like always his MTT branding and like all of his like supporters and energy he just expresses. He's a very very funny character. And yeah, again, like obviously they're not as long term as everyone else in the crew, but still, he definitely makes an impact on the game. Definitely makes the difference. And then Asgore, of course, king of the entire underground. Very very impactful character because when we need to fight him, like he knows what he has to do, and yeah, he knows that you understand as well. So yeah, he fights you as civil as he can. It's very 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 civil fight between you and Asgore, because both of them know what, right? Because both of you know what you have to do, and see how it's gonna go. Asgore is always very empathetic, like yeah, again, like when you first see him in his throne room, he says, "I so badly want to ask you, do you want a cup of tea?" Because that's just who he is. He's always such a fluffy and heartwarming guy because yeah, at heart. But yeah, again, when it comes to the serious business, he has to convey it depending on, like, and yeah, like it doesn't depend on who it is. It's just has to get serious, has to get serious. And then yeah, the final character that really really interests me is, of course, everyone's favorite mystery man, WD Gaster. Like he's the most elusive character in the game because you need to get a specific value in the game to find him, like the secret door, which is super hard to get. And all he does is just like fade away. Like he doesn't even do anything. He just fades away. And because of that, he's become one of the most popular figures in Undertale because of how mysterious he is. And yeah, like the secrets that Undertale has can definitely show how mysterious and elusive he is, and that has bled into Deltarune. Everyone's trying to tie him into like the game because he's that interesting. Like, honestly, like all we know about him is like for sure is that he just fades away in the game. That's it. You see him and then he fades away. That is it. That is all he does. And because of that, I guess he's just become one of the more popular characters for no reason. But yeah, obviously sparked a hell of a lot of theories and brings the value to the game, even though he is the shortest term character you will ever see, probably, in this game. Now, second game I will definitely bring up is Omori, 100% Omori, because again, similar to Undertale, the long term characters really really tug at the heartstrings of what they are. Uh, like yeah, like the main character Sunny, we know that pretty much like half the game of Omori is taking place in his dream world called Headspace, and he's always dreaming about, like going on these wacky adventures with his friends, and yeah, because that's when his life was good. Like yeah, yeah, he never wanted to confront the truth of like the main point of the game. Like he was, yeah, he literally was isolated in his house for like 4 years after this traumatic incident. Yeah, and yeah, obviously you could tell from the sprites on the screen that the ones that are like fully in shot and fully colored are like whose friends are in the present day, but the faded ones are who he sees them as in his dream. Like he always sees his friends as how they were 4 years ago. Like when he last saw them. Like yeah, yeah, when life was quote unquote perfect, and then it's like, and yeah, something traumatic happened, which I won't say because spoilers. Um, but yeah, like like half the game is all like is all like in his head, like in the dream world, and he sees them like that. So yeah, it's again very 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 interesting plot and character in Amori. Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, same goes for every single character in the game. But I'd say definitely Sunny, which is the name of the main character, is definitely very very interesting. Now Aubrey, right. Aubrey, I remember. Like yeah. So what she does is again. So yeah, every single person's younger version of themselves was from 4 years ago when everything was all nice and happy. They would like everybody would hang out together like every single day, and yeah, again, life was perfect. It was very very nice. So right after the traumatic incident, she kind of again also isolated herself, and just went out and got new friends and completely abandoned like everyone here completely abandoned all of her old friends because it was very traumatic because again she like because yeah, because in the game, as she states, like she hated how things just kept moving on after the incident, like, but yeah, you know she just went on and tried to tackle the problems head on, which wasn't the best option. But again, no, but yeah, then like we make amends with her eventually. I mean, depending on what ending you do, but yeah. Right. Kel, he was yeah. Kel is like the papyrus of Amori. Like he's always goofy. He's always funny. Kind of like the comedic relief of the game. And yeah. He was Sunny's like very very close friend. And yeah, like always very energetic. He always likes these funny things. And yeah, his value to the game is that he brings the happy in the game. It, which is obviously very very much needed. Because more is a very like it's a psychological horror game. For very good reason. Like there's some big scares in the game, but there's also very very good laughs. Um, yeah, right. Hero, right. His character development, like he was like perfect at absolutely everything. He had his good looks, he had his good grades, he has like talents galore. And yeah, and yeah, he's kind of like the funny. Yeah, he was also a funny character in the sense that yeah, he was just good at everything he does naturally. And yeah, like the fact that he's Kel's older brother also makes it very funny in the sense that you know like he's always comparing himself to Kel in the sense that Kel always wants to be like Hero because Hero's perfect in everything, but obviously to no avail. Not really. And yeah, like the main thing Hero's character is all about is again how compassionate he is. He's always very very outgoing. He always has his go getter attitude and his positivity, and yeah, he never wants to see his friends, like very, like sad or depressed because he will always find an excuse to go out and help. It doesn't matter who, it doesn't matter when, it doesn't matter where, he will be there. And yeah, obviously we love people like Hero. Hero is amazing. What a great character to the game. And yeah, probably one of the most mysterious characters is Basil. Now, Basil was, I want to say, Sunny's closest friend out of the group. Um, right. He obviously was in the traumatic event. And yeah, like yeah. Again, he was also isolated, kind of like Sunny. In the sense that in the sense that his mental state and his emotions were very very out of control, and it was very very hard to move on throughout life after the incident. And yeah, when we try to progress throughout the game, try to, as we're making amends with everybody, we're trying to like free him and Sonny from the trauma that they were participated in. They were both in the same event that kind of sparked everything. And yeah, it's very very nice to see that depending on the ending you get, it ends well. It ends well for at least a couple of the endings, because there was a hell of a lot in Omori. But yeah, Basil was always seen as this very, very like shy but kind, very cutesy little guy. He always connected with Sunny more because Sunny was always very quiet and very observant, and yeah, he really liked to be like that too. And he found his most comfort in Sunny. Now, to conclude, what character attachment and development is how you react and how you express your emotions through a character. It could be long term, could be short term, as long as the game is capable of making you intrigued and making you feel entertained, then it is definitely succeeding. Because if it has these characters that are super super like memorable for like all of their unique attributes, all of that goes a very long way, in the sense that, at the end of the day, we're just trying to, play some games, have some fun, and yeah, like like you never know if you run into a game like Amori or Until or Hollow Knight, etc. And yeah, like you see the passion and the determination that was put into these games and their characters. Like, people find their escape through video games, and like definitely relate their lives to the characters that are in the game, because of the emotions they can allow you to express. It's a very very powerful force that these characters can have. Um, but yeah, right. Uh, Big TLDR of that episode is that, right, characters are able to make us feel, just in general. Just they can make us feel any type of emotion. And yeah, it's a very very powerful force, because we might not even experience these emotions on a daily basis. Like, a game can make you like scared or frightened or happy or sad. If it has the goal of making you feel an emotion that is obviously like that is intending, then it's a good game. It's a very good and successful game, in my opinion, because again, it's probably one of the number one attributes to have in games like these, to keep you intrigued and to keep you playing the game. And like even when you're not playing the game, you just want to like watch it because it's that entertaining, because of these characters and how relatable they are and how powerful they can make you feel. All right, that's gonna be it from me, AVJV, or Justin. um Again, I would probably do my whole spiel on, oh, I hope I get to record more often, this, and oh, I hope my schedule isn't busy, that. But just, stay, optimal. Optimal. Yeah, sure. We'll go with optimal. Just, again, just be positive that an episode released today. I don't know, like, I'm trying my best here, guys. Yeah, right. Stay tuned for any more episodes that come out whenever. I wish it would be a set schedule, but you never know. So yeah. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Have a good one.